Yeah, my husband, oh, he's back there. We had our picture made under it. Oh, I think before we got married, and that was over, be 30 years.
Wow, cool. It's still here. It's still here, and y'all are still married.
Yeah. It's a lot bigger than.
Is it bigger? Yeah. It's grown up a lot of food.
So this was planted in 1839?
Yeah, it's planted in 1839 by General Grandison Delaney Royston. We have his log cabin back here behind the tree. The cabin was actually moved here in the 80s, and the reason that they moved his cabin here from his plantation in Columbus is because on this corner lot is where his attorney's office was, and he was the one that planted the tree here. And he probably lived in the cabin for a little while his townhome was being built, which we also have here in the park as a tour site. And he planted another magnolia tree in front of his house in 1845 when he built the townhome. So, yeah.
So are all of these shoots off of this
From
one?
the same tree, yes. So we tell everyone this is one magnolia tree. Yes, that's one magnolia tree. Well, it kind of is and it kind of isn't. It all came, they have suckers, and sometimes if the branches touch the ground, they'll shoot up more trees. So
I noticed you got a brace there.
Yeah, they had to brace that one up, but the rest of it, the end of it fell off at one point. So we may end up having to brace that one someday. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. So Grandison Royston started out as an attorney and ended up becoming one of the movers and shakers of Arkansas history. We still have laws today that he held out for that are pretty good laws.
Wow.
He was a delegate to the first constitutional convention here in Arkansas in 1835, and then during Reconstruction in 1874 he was the president over the second constitutional convention. So he was in politics for a really long time. And then he said, "I'm tired of the carpetbaggers and I don't want to have anything to do with it anymore." And he stopped being in politics after that.
And that's his cabin over here that was
Yes,
moved up.
that's his log cabin. They moved it here in the 80s from Columbus. He had a huge cotton plantation. He had over 100 slaves and a lot of cash money in the 1860 census. And after that, he didn't fare so well after the Civil War. So, but they lived in the townhome until probably the 1870s, late 1870s, early 1880s, and then it changed hands several times. They do have ancestor or descendants that still live in this area. Some of the Roystons live in Hot Springs and other places, and it's kind of neat that they're still around.
Wow. Okay, this is the log house she was actually talking about earlier. The Royston log house. The home to the man that planted this original magnolia tree. As you can see, it's pretty huge. The main tree is right in the center, as I was showing you, and then made several shoots from it. So today we are at the historic Washington State Park. This is the 1874 Hempstead County Courthouse. Now, Old Washington, as we call it, was the Confederate capital of Arkansas from 1863 to 1865. It had some very famous people pass through this historic town, names such as James Bowie, Sam Houston, Davy Crockett. This is a very neat historic place to visit. There's not much in this town except for these historic buildings that you see. Right there is the tavern. I didn't get a chance to go in it. We were there right about closing time, so all the tours were stopping for the day. But it's just a beautiful historic town if you ever get a chance to go to Old Washington. Now, it's located about 9 miles outside of Hope, Arkansas, and a lot of people know Hope, Arkansas because of former President Bill Clinton. I love the shot of this old courthouse with the sun setting in the background. So beautiful. Such a beautiful building. Here in front of the courthouse on the front lawn is where they have the local farmers market, where the local farmers can bring their fruits, vegetables, and sell them in this area out on the front lawn. We decided to hop in the truck and drive back across the street, show you some of the historic buildings, and we're heading to the blacksmith shop where James Bowie's knife was originally made. Now there in the distance, you'll see that huge magnolia tree that we started this vlog off with, where the lady was talking about the history of that tree. Now you may notice all these yellow flowers throughout the park. I'm told they're called jonquils. They have a jonquil festival here at the historic park, March 20th, 21st, and 22nd, I believe it's coming up. I also know them as daffodils here in Oklahoma. So in Arkansas, they're called jonquils, but we tend to call them daffodils where I live. Now we're approaching the road that leads up to that large magnolia tree. As I said earlier in this video, you may have caught it, you may not have caught it, but this is actually the tree that Jerry and I had our pictures made under while we were dating. And we've been married now for 30 years, so it's kind of neat to go back and get another picture at this tree. Okay, so here's the blacksmith shop. We said earlier that this is the blacksmith shop that made the very first Jim Bowie knife. if I remember correctly, this schoolhouse here was built in 1941, and it was the second school located in Old Washington. It's just a beautiful structure. Now they rent it out for weddings and receptions, and it's got like a bunkhouse in it as well, for people to spend the night. So I think it rents for almost $700 a day. It's a beautiful school, beautiful courtyard. There was a rock fence down along the side of it. It's located right next to, like we just looked at, the blacksmith shop. There it is, and the school is setting off to the side of it. I found this walk very interesting because it's the sidewalk that runs right in front of the school. So as you make your way down to where they got it blocked off, there are several layers of steps that go down the side of this bluff. And at the very bottom is I guess you'd call it the highway. You may be able to see a car pass by, but now the steps are very precarious, and you would not want to attempt to go down them. You'll see broken concrete, just they're in bad shape. Good reason why they're blocked off. But you should see a car run by. I thought, wow, that would be my physical exercise for the day, to climb up all those steps to get to the schoolhouse. Okay, that's gonna do it for this vlog. I hope you enjoyed this little historic outing through Old Washington in Washington, Arkansas. Be sure to hit the like button, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and thank you for watching. Remember, you have but one life to live, so go out and capture your moments.